Promotions and successors, premieres and celebrities. You are now tuned in to the Disney Holic Show.
Hello and welcome to the Disney Holic Show. That's Mike TV.
And that's Jen Diz.
This episode is all about Disneyland Handcrafted. We attended the premiere, watched the documentary, and today we're giving our review, sharing what stood out, what surprised us, and why the story matters.
But
We
breaking
have
news.
breaking news.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Just when we had a nice, cozy Disneyland handcrafted episode ready to record, the breaking news comes in that they have just announced over at Disney who the new CEO is going to be after Bob Iger.
Drum
Wow.
roll.
Josh Tomorrow.
Yeah,
Starting
Josh
March
tomorrow.
18th, our friend Josh, who was the chairman of Parks and Experiences, is now going to be the CEO, taking over Bob Iger. What do you think?
So I wish I knew more about the options and maybe you could educate me a little bit. But
Options.
I personally am excited because Josh Shamaro, previous to this, was the head of or all experiences, parks,
Yeah,
cruises,
chairman of.
everything
Hmm.
of Disney experiences, right? So like that's the kind of person I want to have running the company then, right? Like the person that focuses on how things feel to the consumers, I would say. So I am excited about it, very much so.
I
How about
think he's
you?
a good pick. I think we've seen him do a good job when he is directly involved with Disney park stuff and like when he talks about it, especially you could tell he knows what he's talking about. He's been with the company for like 28 years, either 24 or 28. And I think that is a wonderful way with our HR hats on to get a CEO is to promote from within, been there for decades, knows the brand, knows the company, knows a lot of the operations on the park side. Uh, but what about the other side? The movies, streaming, all that. You know what they did? Instead of making this all one person's fanciful job, they created a new position that hasn't been there in almost 100 years, I think they said,
Oh
which
my
is
gosh.
the chief creative officer of the Walt Disney Company. They've never had that. It's always been per studio, like the Marvel CCO or the Pixar CCO. But now this is of the entire company, and that goes to Dana Walden, who was the second option for CEO. She was the
Okay.
second pick on the list. And I think it's a win-win for everybody. She'll report into Josh, which means he will still make sure everything's on brand, but then she can take care of the big behemoth that is stuff like Disney Plus, streaming nightmare, ESPN.
Right.
We don't want to bother with that. We want Josh to focus on the parks and make sure everything at Disney, now that he's CEO, is as magical as a park experience. I love it.
Yeah, I am pretty excited. And I did not know about that decision that they created. And you said almost 100 years. The company is barely over 100, is
Yeah, I
103 years
think they
old,
only had it once for a very small period of
or
time.
102 and change.
Chief
Yeah.
Creative Officer. Yep.
Wow, that's
Unless
crazy.
unless the way I'm reading this article is saying in its 100 and something years, it's never had one. I think.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it usually was Walt was automatically the chief creative as the CEO, and then I guess it went on and they started doing it by divisions. But you know what is interesting, and people often forget that our good old friend Bob Chapek came from Parks Division also.
That's right.
Whoops. So, it is some combo of the work they did, but and the person, because those couldn't be two more different people, Chapek and Tomorrow.
Right. And you know what? As I was saying it out loud, I was kind of remembering like, I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on in the parks that we didn't like in the last decade or so, or even like last 5 years while Josh was in there, right? So
Yeah. And this is one of those
we'll
things
see.
like, just like big government where whoever's at the top made some decisions that the next in line have to keep finishing through. So it'll be interesting to see when Josh is on the top if these weird Disney parks things still happening. Like, were they
Hmm.
always him, or was he just always trying to have to deflect it and then try to be the good guy? It will be interesting to find out over the next couple of
I'm
decades. It could
excited.
be a while. He's only in his 50s, this guy.
It feels good so far, and we've
Yeah.
even met Josh tomorrow a handful of times. He's really warm,
Very,
which
very warm.
it's a good personality to have for a Disney position that's that high. Bob Iger also very warm. Chapek cold, cold as ice.
Cold as ice. And
But
if I worked there, I'd be like, oh yeah, that leader is really cool. I wouldn't mind him being my boss. Josh D'Amaro was also selected and voted on hands down by the board when they did the vote.
oh,
So
okay. Wow.
people are confident,
Yeah, people
but
are.
that those are big shoes to fill. Come on, Josh, you got to do it.
I
Now's your
know.
time. Now is your time. As a,
Now is the
I
time.
feel like he's a Disneylander no matter what for some reason, and
Now
so he
is the
needs to bring
time.
it. He
Now
needs to
is
bring
the best time. Now is the best time of our lives. Is that our
it.
outro song? Um, I wanted to mention two quick things. One, my favorite Josh Tomorrow memory is still Nicole Bamberger. Shout out to my old co-host. When we were in Disneyland and we saw Josh Tomorrow, and she just yells, "Hey, Josh!" First name basis. We don't know him. And he turns around all confused. And I was just like, how did you just yell at Josh Tomorrow from a crowd like by Josh? It was so embarrassing
And
and
he
so
turned
funny.
around, and no Dateline nostalgia interview exclusive scoop after he turned around. That would have been
It was Galaxy's
perfect.
Edge opening. You were with us when this
Okay, I do
happened.
remember.
It was chaos. So
Yeah.
we were not trying to stop for an interview because we had priorities that day, you know. But another thing I wanted to mention as another exciting transition that I just remembered that we never talked about, I don't believe. Dave Filoni taking over for Kathleen Kennedy.
Lucasfilms.
What?
Hmm.
That's another one that just feels really good like this. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
like
someone who knows how it should be done, knows what the fans want.
yeah, he's one of us. It feels like, so I love those kind of moments when you see some leadership change for people that you really like. So hopefully it will go well and he'll just impress us every day. We'll see,
Every day.
right? Every single day.
Fix it all. Fix it all tomorrow.
Fix it
March
all. Bring
18th or
all
no.
the entertainment back.
Yeah.
Stop
March
making weird
18th.
cuts on
No
things.
more park reservations. We have a
No more
list.
reservations, please. Thank you. And speaking of, right now has been an interesting time in Disneyland. I just wanted to update real fast. This was, just about a year ago, I moved here, and it was glorious because the park is dead. Like during the week, especially, it is just dead. Like right now. Oh my God, where's my phone? Hold on. Fill in the gap.
Wants to check the app. A lot of people do this when they're not home, just especially on the toilet, just to see like your whatever park is your park. You go look at it, see the wait times.
That's what I'm doing right now. So take a wild guess. It's 5:30 p.m. on a Tuesday. What do you think the longest wait time in Disneyland is right now? Like what ride?
Oh, longest?
Mm-hmm.
Um, shoot. What do they have there that's so new that'd be long?
You're
I'm
like,
gonna
I don't
go.
even remember
I'm gonna
Disneyland.
no, because there's really nothing big. I'm thinking I always go straight to Tron, whatever the newest thing is,
Oh,
to,
right.
to
In
check
Disneyland proper, not DCA, just Disneyland.
Disneyland proper. I would go for a classic and look at Peter Pan because it's usually long. So if that's today, based on your proclamations, it must be short. So I'm thinking it is a unexpected 25-minute wait.
What? Exactly on the number. Ding, ding,
Really?
ding.
Oh my God,
25 minutes.
favorite number.
Usually 45, right? That's like
45, 50
generally
even.
where
Yeah.
Peter Pan floats. Space Mountain at 30. The
Oh, that's another
longest
good one to
wait.
check.
Oh, Indiana Jones went down. I looked earlier, it was 35. Broken. Whoops. Haunted Mansion is a walk-on, so it's 13 minutes. Big Thunder's 10, Matterhorn's 5. Like, it's just beautiful. So
That's
if
nice.
you have the chance to go during the week, especially and or the weekend right now, we all have known February is like the time to go, and I'm just so excited for it that I am going a couple times this week. I'm very excited about that.
You know what? Over here at Disney World, it's quite the opposite. And
No.
this time last year, it was marvelous also, but this year it seems everybody from the Northeast came to get out of the
Oh,
winter
the
storms,
storm.
and the parks are packed to the peak, and it is freezing down here in Orlando. So people are still thinking it's warmer from wherever they came from, and they are enjoying the parks, and I am not there.
And you're,
It's
yeah,
too busy.
right?
It's too busy, and I keep checking. I keep checking the maps, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. But you know what? Good for Disney and good for those people who got to escape these
Right.
polar vortices.
How cool would that be? I kind of wish I grew up in the Northeast sometimes. Like, snowstorms coming in. Come on, kids, let's just go to Disney World instead of
Yeah,
going to
let's just get out
school.
of the snowstorm and go to Disney World.
Oh my God. Amazing. Is that why I'm ignorant over here? But is that why it was so cold down there? Is from that storm? Because it was
That is a
very
question
odd,
for
right?
a meteorologist. I
Oh, I thought that was one of your titles. No,
I
I checked your LinkedIn.
I don't know. I'm assuming it's all related somehow, but yeah, it is freezing in Florida, like the kind where it's not normal, and Disney is taking precautions. Epcot put out all these covers all over the flowers and plants so that they
Oh
don't
my
freeze up
God.
and
Isn't it the
die.
Flower and Garden Festival right now?
Not yet. Right now
Oh, the
is
farts.
farts, yeah, but it is coming soon. I think as soon as next month in March.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
crazy. Well, stay warm. You're wearing a tank top right now, so I'm
I got
assuming
the
your heater's
heater.
working.
Woo, it's finally working. It wasn't for a while, but it is working, and I have it nice and toasty in here.
That's funny. It probably hasn't worked in a long time because you just don't really need it out there, right?
I feel like it was like coughing and sputtering when I turned it on. Like you could smell the burn of the
Oh,
heater.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like burnt hair for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Ah.
Well, I have a few things going at the park this week, and I'm excited to report back on next week. But until
Ooh.
then, I wanted to share with you guys about Disneyland Handcrafted. Disneyland Handcrafted is a brand new film created by Leslie Iwerks and Company. And it's basically a documentary style film put together, full, compiled of all this very rare footage. A lot of it has never been seen before. All compiled together to tell the story of how Disneyland was handcrafted and how, like, just the creation of Disneyland altogether. So it's really good. You guys can watch it now on Disney Plus and or YouTube. It's on both for free. Um, very, very cool watch. So I
Now
wanted to talk about it.
the filmmaker, that last name sounds familiar. I know Ub Iwerks.
Ube, you want to call him Ube?
Ube Iwerks, the purple
Ube
Imagineer.
Iwerks is Leslie Iwerks' grandfather. So yes, she is
Oh, wow.
in the fam bam.
Two
Their whole
generations.
family has been Disney um, alumni.
Huh.
So yeah, so she's part of that same group, and she also is the one who did the Imagineering story, which we all know and love. So
Oh, that
yeah,
sounds familiar. Hmm.
super,
Hmm.
super cool. So D23 hosted an event for Disneyland Handcrafted for their premiere, and I got tickets. Very excited to go. It was at the Walt Disney Studios. It was a few weeks ago, and I have to give a shout out to Jay Lass, Jason. He was my, I'm calling him my e-ticket. It's my new nickname for him. He's like my e-ticket. I take him to all the cool Disney events. We all, or not take him, we go together to all these Disney events. And he's just so fun. But he called out, and I could not be more thankful. The night before, he called out that they are asking us, are recommending for us to wear cocktail attire. And I was like, what? And I would have gone, I had to drive straight from work. It was like going in rush hour traffic from Irvine to Burbank. That is a
Ooh.
trek and a half. It was like 2.5 hours to get there. Um, But I was willing to do it because I love Disney. And if he hadn't said anything, I would have had to go home and get a new outfit. Like if he hadn't said something the night before. So I'm so happy he did.
Oh,
Shout out
because
Jason. Huh?
because
Because you had to wear cocktail attire. So I go to this
oh,
event not really realizing exactly like the magnitude of what I was headed to because just a general public, aka, I guess not general public, D23 gold members, right? But like people like me can get a ticket to this
Rassets,
thing.
but I guess it was meant to. Okay, so it wasn't a theme. It was actually saying wear cocktail attire. This is like a
It was
premiere.
like suggested attire or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're supposed to get
Bougie.
dressed up, and it would turned out it was like literally the blue carpet, which they do for Disney Plus releases, right? Instead of a red carpet, it was a blue carpet for the Disneyland Handcrafted movie. And holy crap, the freaking celebrities! But before I get there, um, they had all these like is on the Disney Studio lot, they had the stores open for you to go shopping, which is always cool. And they had a
Oh.
bunch of food booths set up with freebies for everybody, including Disneyland classics like popcorn, pretzels, and churros, just unlimited, all you can
Oh.
eat. Um, and they had Mickey Mouse there himself, and there was no line for Mickey Mouse. Have you ever seen that? I've never.
And he was for pictures.
Yep, he was
Oh.
like a setup, and he was out there meeting and greeting with people. I was like, I cannot believe there is no line for Mickey Mouse. This is the first. This is very cool. And there just wasn't a ton of people there. It was a limited amount of people,
The gold members were just too excited. There's too much to do. You're on the campus and you're about to watch your premiere. There's celebrities and Mickey Mouse, who is a celebrity.
right? And last but certainly not least, they opened up Walt's not his apartment, his offices for you to tour.
Oh,
So we got to go walk through the studio a little bit and see his offices. So it was like a really, really great night. And it felt so free flowing because it wasn't overpacked or anything. It was just enough people to fill the movie theater. So it was so cool. Anyway, um, a list of the celebrities. I try to remember who I saw here, and I want you to react to each of these. Tell me
ooh.
either I don't know who that is,
Oh,
or how you'd rate them. Like, would you say they're a real celebrity or a Disney celebrity or like an A-lister, D-lister, whatever you want to say for each of these
okay, I'm
people
ready.
that I these are all people I saw that I can remember at least because I know there was a ton of people there. Okay, first I have on the list is Chris Hardwick.
From Singled Out? What? Um, I forgot about him. I know he ended up doing a lot of podcasting and did a pretty good after show for Walking Dead when that was famous. That was now
Mm-hmm.
like 10 years ago.
Right.
And I would say he's D-list.
D-list.
And not
Ouch.
as in Disney list, but like the D list,
Right.
like
Yeah.
with Kathy Griffin.
Oh, ow. Oh, she's at least
She actually
D-list. Come on.
raised her list up. Remember she had that show on the D list, Life on the D list. But I also would put him with I guess with Jenny McCarthy, that type of D list.
Ouch. Yeah.
Both from Singled Out
They're just stuck together forever, huh?
forever.
Um, Chris Hardwick is a mega Disneyland and Haunted Mansion fan. He has some of the original stretching portraits in his home. So he's like super hardcore fan. I've seen him at a couple of the Van Eaton auctions in person. So cool.
Okay.
He's always around. He's just a big nerd.
Well,
Just fun.
I might then move him to the D list as in the Disney list.
To me, he's a
Yeah.
Disney D-lister. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
totally.
okay.
Bob Gurr.
Uh, okay, now this is like he's up there with as Disney royalty, but he always is everywhere, which is great because he's making the most of his experience as a legacy Imagineer, but also like not like exciting because he should be there.
He should be there.
He should
He's
be.
in his 90s. Every autograph he signs make his autograph less valuable, but not to me. That's
He's
what
an
counts.
he's an e-ticket Disney D-lister.
There you go. I
Yeah.
love it. Susan Egan.
Oh, well, we do like singers and Um, I was gonna say princess, but I don't think Megara is a princess. Isn't she also the voice of her
Yes, but
in
she's also
Hercules?
Belle.
But she is also the princess, one
I
of
was
the
gonna say,
princesses, Belle.
yes.
And she is a Disney A-list.
Oh, okay. I love that. Brett Iwan or Ewan. I had no idea how to pronounce it. I think it's Iwan.
I think it's Brett Ewan.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
I really don't know. Isn't that Mickey Mouse?
Yep.
Oh, the voice of
The
Mickey
voice of Mickey
Mouse.
Mouse.
Um, A-lister, Disney
Okay.
A-lister.
Disney A-lister. Kim Irvine.
Oh, that's a um Disney D-list e-ticket Disney D-lister.
I took a Disney D-lister. Okay. Don Hahn.
I'm gonna put him on the B list, and I'll tell you why.
That's good.
Because he's done so many things, but not many people know him, especially recognize him. So
Right.
he can sneak in on the B list and just be undercover too.
He can. He
Yeah.
can. Pete Doctor.
Oh, that is A list. Pixar's up there in the upper echelon of Disney companies. And he's very smart and founded Pixar. I mean, one of the co-founders.
I love it. Leslie Iwerks.
I didn't know that she would be at her own movie premiere, but I do
Of
think,
course she would.
yes, A-lister. This is her movie. She is the spawn of Imagineerism,
I love it. She's the spawn of literally the birth of Disney,
the
right? Like it
birth
was
of
just
Disney.
Ub and Walt at some point. So, spawn of the OG. Um, Charles Phoenix.
I do know someone named Adrian Saint Phoenix, who is one of our
Mice Chat. Or
favorite,
not Mice Chat. Where's she from? What is she from? I
one
forget.
of the Disney boards. She is a
Mouse
D
Planet or
Mouse
something.
Planet D-lister e-ticket extraordinaire. Um, this person that you're saying, is he a photographer?
Charles Phoenix is a how would I even explain him? He's a comedian. He does a lot of retro tiki Disney slideshows. He's really big in the tiki community.
Oh,
Disney
yes.
does a lot of
Yes.
shows traveling.
That is the that is the like F list.
I was waiting to see how you figure that one out. I love it. For some, he's way up higher. I love it.
Yeah.
Dusty Sage.
Oh, also from the community
Yeah.
of Disney adult fans. I would say a solid C list because people recognize that name if you're a Disney fan.
It is a good name.
Good name. And
Solid.
you don't have to be like super famous, but famous within the fandom is pretty cool.
Yes. Tom Corliss.
Okay, so
The laugh.
I'm glad that he went all the way over there because I always see him as a Disney Worlder in my head.
Yes, very much so.
And I would say he's also C-list because famous and recognizable within the fandom.
Yes. Okay. I love it. Robin Lopez.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Robin Leach. Um, I
Is he
don't
still
know.
around? Robin Leach?
I think dead and in the Epstein files.
Okay. Oh,
Oops.
shit.
Yeah, yeah, really. Um, but not
Lifestyles of the Rich
surprising,
and
right?
Famous.
Yeah, yeah, but also not surprising. Same group, same hangout.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
so I don't know her, this person.
Robin Lopez?
Yeah.
Well, she, just kidding. He is
Oh,
an NBA player, the one I'm always freaking out about wanting to get on the
oh,
podcast.
but they come in a pair.
Robin and Brooke Lopez, twins,
Oh, okay.
NBA players, huge Disney holics, like
And
just
huge.
mega and huge. That's why he was so easy to spot. I was like, oh, the Lopez brothers are here. I was so excited.
I'm
I
gonna
actually talked
say,
to him. I was so proud of
oh,
myself.
what did you
Took me all night,
say?
but I went up to him because they were playing Mr. I'll make a man out of you. And there was this hilarious moment at D23. I'll never forget when Nina West, where they played that song and there he was part of that whole stage performance and it was hilarious. So I was like, do you remember when they played this at D23? So we started talking about that.
You
It was cute.
remembered.
I just introduced myself. Yep.
I'm gonna give him a solid B because
Okay.
I don't know him, but he sounds like he's an A-lister because he's an athlete.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Sounds good. Straw Hat Goofy.
I'm going to give Straw Hat Goofy a C plus because Straw Hat Goofy is also well known in the fandom, so that's
Hmm.
cool, and that gets you on the C list. But C plus because he's kind of like he's having a moment, like being
He
able
is.
to
He is
host
shining.
a panel like this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So coming on up, so that's a C plus.
Right. Okay. The rest of these, because there's a few more, and I don't want to take forever on this. I'm going to
Oh,
list
I love
quick,
it.
and you just hit. Oh, you want to do it? Want
Oh,
to
I
just
love
sit
it.
through it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay. Sarah Sterling.
Rating people? Are you kidding me? Of course I love this. Sarah Sterling. Okay, she is on our A list because
Yes,
first of all, she's a friend of the show. She has been on the podcast. She's technically on the C list because she's known within the Disney fandom, but because she's a Disney holic friend of the show, she's A list. A
she is.
list.
And she's one of the original Disney influencers. That's gotta, that gives
And
her
she's
some
got good
street cred for
stories.
sure. Yeah. Patrick Dougal.
C list.
He's on the C list too. Okay. Beastly Appetite.
Oh, I feel like I always follow their like lives at Disneyland.
Okay.
Um, is that a person or like a group?
I think it's just one guy. I think.
Okay. Well,
I
I'll
don't know
give
his
them a
name.
solid C because I recognized it as a fan, Disney fan.
Okay. Some other influencers here. Megan the Millennial.
Oh wow. Don't know her, so that's F.
F. Provost Park Pass.
Love them from Utah. They're all over the place. I've seen them once recording
Also, friend of
content.
the show.
Friend of the show. There we
Yeah,
go. So that is an A on our A list for
I
sure.
love it. Ordinary Adventures.
Love it. Like it, love it, gotta have
That's
it.
all
C
I
list.
got.
I love these C listers. We are C list, by the way, just so people know
Thank you. We were
that
right there with all the others.
we're not better than anybody.
Carly Wiesel.
Oh, okay. That's more. Okay, that is. Oh, she might be one of the few people that are not legacy Walt working Imagineer type people, but I would put her in the e-ticket C list
Okay.
because
Okay.
I feel like she's a bit higher in
She's become like a Disney
premium.
personality over influencer.
Yes, 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 exactly. I feel like she has earned a higher spot on the C list, and she gets the e-ticket C lister
Fair.
stamp. Yeah.
Fair. And last and certainly not least, Martha Blanding. I actually got to conversate with her as well.
Oh, fun. What did you guys talk about?
I just told her that her speech really was touching at D23 when she became a Disney legend.
Oh, wow.
What?
So we
Disney
love
legends
Disney
in the house.
Legends, Disney Imagineers. I'm gonna put her with I'm gonna put her on the Disney D list, the good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The e-ticket Disney D list. Was that the
Yes.
one it was? Okay. I love it. So those are just the people that I can literally remember after. There were so many people there.
That's a
Like
lot.
the event wasn't that big, and there was all those people, and those are just the ones that, I have a terrible memory. Those are the ones I could remember. It was just like everywhere you looked, there was like someone who was a celebrity to us.
Wow,
I
it's
was
like
like,
the
oh my God, oh
Golden
my God, oh my God.
Globes for
Yeah, it was
Disneyholic.
crazy. It was so fun. And then getting to like sit in that movie theater with all these people and like looking back over my shoulder, and there's Bob Gurr just enjoying the movie with us. And like over here, Martha Blanding, and over there is Carly Wiesel. Like it was just like so cool. It was jam-packed full of familiar faces. And yeah, everybody was there to celebrate the thing we love the most, and that's Disneyland. So to at the beginning of the movie, they actually brought out, like you said, Straw Hat Goofy. He got to host a quick Q&A with Leslie Iwerks. Um, and a few things that she had to say before we got to watch the film about it was that she let us know that they went through tons of different footage in making Disneyland Handcrafted, and they created the film to have like a peek into what it looked like from groundbreaking to opening day. So when you watch it, if you haven't yet seen it, you'll see it kind of like dates the time as you go, like breaking down the months, like 5 months to opening, 3 months to opening, a bit closer and closer. Um, and they highlight all the they like highlight so many people that were there for the creation of the park. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing because the I I know we'll get more to the reviews later, but I thought the score didn't go with the picture. And so when you go and talk about the countdown, it almost felt like a true crime documentary. Like there was something
Oh
about it that was
no.
like the thing is gonna
12
come.
hours since gone missing or
You
whatever.
know, like it's happening, something's getting closer and closer, and then the music is like so suspenseful and dramatic.
Oh my
Very interesting.
Well, speaking of sounds, the another thing that Leslie told us is that this entire film was like all the content in the film was silent film. There was no
Oh,
audio to it. So everything that you hear is created by Skywalker, which I don't know if that's the same as ILM or not, but like Skywalker Studios created all the sound that you hear, and they went really hard into it to get like authentic sounds for all the different tractors, and just everything that you're seeing on the screen has life to it
wow.
because they created it. I was like, that's nuts. Um,
I did like seeing the old footage that was restored. Like it looked so crisp, even though it was on like older film. You could tell most of it was a very fresh transfer and looked really
yes.
nice on, at least where I was watching on the TV. It looked really nice on the Disney Plus, whatever 4K, 8K it is. So nice.
Yeah, I was also very impressed. I kept having to remind myself, like, oh yeah, like you'd see someone walk by and the way they were stylized, like their outfit and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, this is like really old footage, but it almost looks like it could be like from 10 years ago or something, like still old, but not that old, but it just looks really, really good. And then a couple other things she said that I thought was really impactful is she said, Disneyland is not just a park, it's the blueprint, the DNA of building happiness. And then she mentioned, she's like, if you think about it, every single minute of every single day, one of the Disney parks is creating happiness and experiences for people. I didn't even think about that. Like at every waking moment, there is a park that's open somewhere. That's pretty
Is
cool
that
to think about
true?
it
I'd
that
like to
way.
look it up now.
Yeah.
I
I
guess
mean,
so,
they're
because
open almost all the
the
time. It's only like a gap of like
hours. I feel
eight
like we need like in
hours.
Australia or something. That is very cool. And you know
Yeah.
what is also cool is that blurb that you had said is a perfect tie-in to why Josh D'Amaro, the former chairman of Parks and Experiences, is the new CEO because the parks are the DNA and blueprint for happiness. That's
Very
great.
true.
Wow.
It's so
Full
cool.
circle.
Another thing she talked about a lot that she ended up highlighting from this experience of creating this was really getting a great view on Walt's vision. She says he went through a ton of adversity while he was trying to create this park, right? We all know that story about like no one believed in him. They all thought he was crazy.
They kept
And
saying that a lot.
yeah, so like he had to like keep pushing against that and believing in what he knew would be something great. And like I would have been like, okay, enough people have told me this is a trash idea, I would probably trash it, right? Like that's pretty bad because if he didn't, what would we be doing with our free time and our money, right? So
It is weird that he was such a already a very successful business person and a famous executive, and it was still being doubted. Like, hello.
Yeah. And you say that there was actually a quote during the film that he said, "I've been broke 5 times in my life. What's another one?" Like he was
Uh,
he went broke again for this when you know he was so famous and he made so much money off of his films, still took everything he had to create Disneyland and he was still willing to take that risk. Like it's that's crazy. Um and then Leslie Iwerk's last thing I'll mention that she said was she's like, what other park would you want to like, or what other place would you have that much fun watching the making of? Like,
oh.
I can't think of like being super excited to watch the history of Magic Mountain in comparison, right? Maybe Knott's Berry Farm.
I think us as an audience, we love to watch all that stuff, but most people wouldn't, right?
Right,
And
yeah.
um, I was just thinking, I would love to watch a documentary on New Park Mall. I don't know why that
Oh
came
my
up.
God, hilarious.
The beginnings and the current and the
Yeah, when
future.
did New Park Mall open, I wonder?
Hello, can somebody do that? Like one of those
I bet you it's
YouTubers?
on YouTube already.
Somebody needs to do it, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then before we get into review, last thing I'll mention, the event had a parting gift, which is pretty
Oh,
classy. It was like not super fancy or anything, but it was just nice to we didn't expect it. And we walked out and they
yeah.
gave us a tote bag that was the Disneyland handcrafted tote. It's a bit
Oh,
nicer than like the freebie ones they normally give out. It was like a nice tote. And then they had a Disneyland handcrafted movie poster with the tube. So nice. Thank you, Disney.
oh, thoughtful. But
Yep.
um the gift is nice because you said the poster.
Poster of the tote.
Okay, the tote, because there's nothing probably out there that says Disneyland
Yeah,
Handcrafted
we
on
we
there.
said it to like, oh, this is cool. It's like the movie.
So it's like you have a
There's not
special
much
bag.
merch for it.
Oh,
But in classic D23 fashion, they included two of the 70th anniversary mystery pack pins, which is just so random, but
just
okay.
like extras. We got some extra stuff. Just throw it in there.
I swear they always do that.
Throw it in there.
Okay. So, review time. Let's hear what you think about Disneyland Handcrafted.
I would give it a 4 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
And it's charming, and it's a nice reminder of why it's hard to articulate to people why Disneyland is like the best park and the OG park. This like explains it very well because it was people always say because it's the one that Walt had his fingerprint all over, but literally had like the way they showed him and the team like driving through the Jungle Cruise River in a car because they wanted to see what it would look like if you're on the boat. Like this was going from zero to nothing to like a full on park. So it was really cool to see that. 4 out of 5. I would say I recognized some of the footage, I think, from the treasures tin, but
Mm-hmm.
again, it was restored and there was a lot more than what I might have
Right.
seen before in the past. And then I would say the only thing that's preventing it being a 5 out of 5 is that weird music score. It just
I
didn't
am
fit.
with you. I actually wrote in my notes that it felt more like a National Geographic type of documentary.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
like had this awkwardly serious tone. And then
Very.
every so often they'd spice it up. Do you remember the scene where they showed them like goofing off in the construction? Like the guy like picked a, a orange with the tractor for the girl
Yeah.
and like they were dancing and like they had these little like machines or whatever. Like they were having fun, and the music got a little like, yay, like
That
cutesy.
reminds me of a true crime when they're showing the when the couple was happy.
Yeah.
I know exactly what scene you're talking about because the man with a giant construction device used it to pick off one orange from a
Yeah.
tree and hand it to the
Like that
matron, the woman.
tractor like clampy thing. I don't know how to, the thing that digs up dirt.
I think of it like a massive construction vehicle for one tiny orange. It was pretty cute. But yeah, that music was one of the few upbeat parts, I think.
Right. I'm with you on that 100%. I actually said to somebody, I think that this film, unfortunately, in my opinion, might be a little harder for non-Disney fanatics, right? Like
Yeah.
Disneyholics, because it's like it almost makes it a little slow because the music is like,
It felt slow. It really did.
yeah. But for us, we don't care because we're just like, wow, wow, look at that. And what's that? And like we're trying to identify all these different things they're putting in. Like, oh, is that Tomorrowland? What is that supposed to be? Like it was really fun, with the mindset that us Disneyholics have to watch this. So like for anyone listening, definitely go watch it. But yeah, maybe put on some other background music.
So- And the other thing too for Disney holics watching something like this, we know the story for the most part. So there are times where they try to hold off some things to be suspenseful, but we're like, okay, come on, let's go. We know that he got the funding, or we know that this happened, or whatever. So I don't know. I think depending on who you are, you'll see it differently. It does feel National Geographic, almost like something you'd see in a museum if it was a little shorter,
I said the exact same
right?
thing. I was like, it's like one of those like rolling films that are just looping all day at the museum.
Yes, yeah,
Oh my God,
yeah.
how funny. I can't believe you said that too.
So yeah, I mean, at the end, it wasn't bad though, right? I
No,
don't
no,
know.
definitely
Yeah,
not
yeah.
bad. I think that they pulled a lot of clips over time as well of quotes from different people that were part of the story. Lots of familiar names you'll see
Mm.
pop up on there too, and they include quotes of their experience of creating Disneyland in there. I thought that was really nice touch. Also, a lot of those, I would say, like the quotes and the footage, I would say I probably have seen up to 10%. So, still like a ton of it I've never seen before.
Wow.
Like, still a lot was so new. But some of it was a little redundant in, the amount of stuff I've watched, both of us.
What would you
So,
say is like one of your favorite parts of the movie documentary?
um, I love, this is so stupid though, but it's one of my favorite things about it was actually, it's kind of cool too. Bob Gurr has said this many times. He was not an engineer by trade necessarily. He was the kind of guy that took shit apart and figured it out and put it back together, and that's how he learned. And that's like essentially a lot of the people that created Disneyland were doing. A lot of them were like just getting in there and figuring it out together. And I thought that was really cool. And it kind of like made it feel different than just hiring some like help that already is like, oh, this is the guy who does the brick laying, and that's all he
Mm,
does. It was
hmm
like a bunch of people that were passionate about it and all worked together to create it. And I loved seeing some of their techniques in making this. There's one scene where they had laid like gray cement down and then they lay and then let it dry. It was like flat. And then they laid a layer of dyed cement to the brick red, laid it on top, and then they took
Oh,
a straight line and they were like a tool and made straight lines and drew bricks. Like the bricks aren't real.
so
It's just a
clever.
thin layer of red cement on top of the gray cement, and they were able to just like while it was still wet, just peel out that extra little bit to make it look like brick. And that's on top of Main Street. It's over on, at Coke Corner. We recognized it. So it was like it
Wow.
was so cool to know that that's not even real brick. It's just all these techniques that people had kind of put together from their experience in set building and set design and taking like there was a quote in there that Walt was upset about how much cement they had to use to create the waterfall. But they're like, this isn't a movie set. This isn't something we're going to
Yeah.
dispose of when we're done recording. This is going to be here forever. So it was just
Wow.
I love that behind the scenes look into things. I think I just said like 10 things are my favorite things,
No,
but
those are all good moments, and I think what is so surreal about watching it is there are times where you're seeing something being made, like the bricks above Main Street, that once it's there and once it was put there in 1954, like it is still there. Like you can now go and that's where you hang out.
yeah.
And that's the one they're walking by and like talking about and pointing to. It's really really crazy. And I liked anytime they showed him doing the what I was saying earlier, like the point of view, because he wants to see what the ride looks like. Like that was so cool to me. And then when they were talking about the filling of the rivers of America, and the soil just kept absorbing the water. So
Yeah.
it was thirsty, California. It didn't fill up, so they had to then put something down on the bottom of it. And then they finally got to ride the boats, and you got to see the Mark Twain with people. Like being able to see your own creation go from dirt to a bunch of people riding a boat on a river,
Right.
just crazy. It's
Right.
it's a testament to why we love Disney so much.
And to see that they literally did it in less than a year, right? Like it's just mind-boggling. That and especially the breakdown, it was like, oh my God, 5 months before opening, and they don't even have anything done really. There was another quote that Walt said, where he would come down on Sundays and check how things were going, right? And he said, let me see here. Da, 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 da. Yeah, here, I have the quote written down. He says, do you know something? I just got some figures today, and we've spent a little over half of the money we have to spend on this park. And there isn't one thing there but holes in the ground and piles of dirt. There isn't anything that one human being would spend 15 cents to come out and see. And I'm scared. So you could, it was
Yeah.
kind of cool that they like addressed like Walt was actually like uncomfortable and at unease with the progress of the park, and but they
I
pulled it
remember that part.
together.
That was something we could all relate to. Like sometimes you're working on something so big and then halfway through you're like, what am I doing?
Yep.
What
Yeah.
is this? And yeah, everything was half done. There was no ride that was completed when he said that yet. So
Yep.
wow. Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
He also said, some people look at me and say, hey, that guy has no regard for money. And he said, that's not true. I do have regard for money. Some people sit and worship money like something you have piled up in big piles somewhere. I only thought about money in one way, and that's to do something with it. I don't think that there's a thing that I own that I will ever get the benefit of blah. I don't think there's a thing that I own that I will ever get the benefit of except doing things with it. So like he's saying, I want to like make it into something. I just love that. That was very cool. He doesn't want to just hold on to piles of money and feel fancy and rich. He wants to like use it. I'm like, that's so cool. I love it. Ah, love it.
Uncle Walt. I also
Um,
think I don't know if this is intentional, but the name Handcrafted, Disneyland Handcrafted, at a time where everything right now is trying to label itself as AI or not AI. Like
right,
this was a time when everyone had to be creative. You couldn't Google something. There was no
right.
process for how to drain this type of thing. And then there were also no HR people because there
Or
were times
OSHA.
OSHA, when I had my HR hat on, I was thinking of all the, yes, operational hazards that they were showing throughout this whole thing. Like a lot of the shortcuts or the solutions, the creative solutions to things were things that you wouldn't be allowed to do now at Walt Disney Company. You get in trouble. Even
Yeah.
picking that orange with that giant machine was
Right. Oh my God, how many like giant construction trucks and tractors did you see on only two wheels at some point?
yes.
Like whatever their load was overbearing and they're lifting the back of the truck. I was like, oh my God. And that
It's
one truck just like
so
rolled down the hill.
crazy.
And the
And
guy
that
just
goes
leapt out.
that's how they did it in 1 year when you don't have all
Yeah.
these people in your way trying to block the progress.
Right.
Yes.
It was crazy. How
Get out of
many
here, OSHA.
men did you see in casual random clothes with cigarettes hanging out of their mouths?
I feel like in my mind, I feel like everyone was just smoking the whole time, but I think I'm
Yeah.
now adding more to. I'm surprised. Did they show Walt smoking? Or did they edit that
I
cleverly?
actually noticed that I didn't see hardly any Walt in this whole thing.
Interesting. In my
He
recollection,
was
I just see
there,
him smoking a
but
cigarette talking about it.
barely.
Yeah, I don't think he was
I was
smoking.
actually surprised to not see. I do love that video though of him riding a bicycle through Tomorrowland, like while they're building. It was very cool.
Very cool. He's like also that person everyone's trying to work and he's just like hanging out, doing fun things. You're like, okay,
Or like watching you and you're like,
okay,
ah,
boss. Okay,
yeah,
boss, get out of here. One other thing, I keep thinking of more things about Disneyland Handcrafted, was that for a long time, for most of my life, I never understood why there was a Disneyland TV show. And I knew there was like the Wonderful World of Disney that we had in our era, and then there was the Wonderful World of Color, which was a show. I never understood why there was a Disneyland show, and they explained it very clearly how the TV show and the park were created at the same time, and it was this giant promotion engine.
Yeah.
And one was telling the masses how this park was being built up until when it's ready to come visit. And that was on ABC, the beginnings of that network and Disney becoming one.
Yeah.
Wow.
How bold is it that they'd have those, they call them progress reports, and they would show the general audience that's watching ABC how, like, what the park is looking like.
Yeah.
That was super bold, I thought. I
And
was
you
really
you
impressed.
couldn't turn back. You had the opening date ready to
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Yep.
In fact, they mentioned that at some point too. They mentioned that they wanted to push it back till September to have some more time, and they're like, we can't because it would risk so much, like financially. And a lot of that had to do with families going back to school. So they
Wow.
missed that summertime hit of opening up in mid-July. They would lose having to staff people that much longer. So, like, staffing on a place that's not currently making any income for another few months. Like, there's a lot of things that took into that where they just pushed for that July date.
Wow.
Um, and as you all know, a lot of horrible things happen on the opening day, but it's still like,
They still
still
got
got,
those doors open.
they
Yep.
did, they still got it done. Another thing I was really surprised is how much stuff was hand painted, like on scene also. Like there'd be like the top of a ticket booth, and instead of like in a studio building warehouse offsite painting it. They crawl up on top of this thing, just sit up there in the sun and hand paint the stripes that go around the roof of it. It was crazy. Like it just
That is cool. I love the few times they do still do some stuff like that. Makes me so happy when you see it. It's
yeah.
like, oh, this is why we have premium Disney prices. I get so excited. I'm like, it's high quality. Like they do it on the cruise ships a lot. You could just see them just maintaining things right there live on stage,
Oh my
if
God, I
that's what
love
we
it
call it, stage. Yeah.
on that stage. I did learn from this documentary that Peter Pan was the first overhead suspended attraction.
Uh-huh.
He said, I think, so I looked it up and I found another one, but it was only open for like a World's Fair. I'm not counting that. Because it's like, this is like a theme park, something that's in rotation, not just
Yeah.
there for like a couple weeks.
But I guess, are you saying Disney took that technology? Or we don't know. We don't know.
I don't know. I just know that was the only thing that was similar to Peter Pan before Peter Pan opened,
And what a cool thing to be pulled up into the sky.
right?
I was gonna say it's on a roller coaster, but it's like on a track. It's very innovative still.
Yeah.
E.T. is another good one that has
Oh my God, we were
overhead.
just talking about ET the other day. Love
So
it.
good.
Another thing I wanted to quickly mention is how much Jungle Cruise footage was in here. Do you realize
Lots.
that? There was so much. We saw the whole thing with the trees in the Jungle Cruise. They had, for whatever reason, I don't think they explained this unless I missed it, had poured like I don't know, a sixth of the water into the Jungle Cruise trough and like then decided to hook up all the animatronics. So like people were in like regular ass swim trunks, like not like scuba gear or nothing. They just like dove underwater, like plugging things in and their top off and just their little swim trunks on. It was just so funny. It's so of
That
the
part with
times.
it was weird because I had to keep telling myself, "Oh, it's just clean water. It's a dirt. They just dug the hole." But it was creeping me out thinking being in the Jungle Cruise water and swimming underneath to do stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, it freaks me out because of like electrical stuff
Oh,
too.
that
Like, I
too.
don't know. It just seems like another OSHA thing or something. Like, why didn't they
Uh-huh.
do that before they put in the water? Or was that just a water table issue? I don't know.
Both all of the
But
above, and look at you can do it in 1 year without all the OSHAs.
yeah, exactly. Um, Another thing I thought was hilarious was they had a quote on there from Diane Disney talking about her dad, and she got to see like his first ideas of doing something like this all the way up until it was created. So she got like a unique view at it. But what I didn't realize, and I guess I just never put two and two together, she was 21 by the time Disneyland opened. And I was just like, man, I wonder if she was like
Oh.
everyone was like, dude, your dad is nuts. right? Like, what's going on with your dad? Like, it had to be all over the news. And she was at that age, like, 21, you're like just out of college, or maybe not even yet. So it's just interesting time to have a dad building something like Disneyland, right? It just seems, I don't know, but people would give her a lot of shit about that. I'm curious. Um,
Mhm.
oh yeah, also I feel like it might be kind of weird to see a huge like Hollywood director building a theme park, right? Like
Even
owning
a
it.
theme park was not that popular back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Mhm.
So that's super interesting. Anyway, uh, that's about all I have to say. Do you have any other thoughts on Disneyland Handcrafted?
Everyone should go check it out if they haven't seen it. If they're listening to this podcast,
Yeah,
you are someone who would really enjoy it.
definitely. Um, all right. Well, I'm gonna go with you, giving it a 4 out of 5. And again, the only reason was the music.
Music. Interesting. I'm surprised that someone didn't mention that along the way.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any other reviews about it like that. It was so weird. I guess maybe more so the music, the style of documentary just wasn't my jam. I feel like it could have been a lot more fun and uplifting, and then still had its moments where it felt like dramatic, But yeah, anyway,
I'm
it was
looking
really
at
good still. It was a good watch. I've
I
seen it
don't
twice already.
recognize the composer Cyrus Reynolds, but suppose it's somebody that they really wanted to work with, and then they're like, "Oh, we can't
Yeah.
say anything because we wanted that
Yeah.
person."
Right. It's so weird.
That's life.
Well, before we go, I also want to mention it's DCA, Disney California Adventures birthday, 25 years this
25.
Friday.
Yes.
Crazy.
I'm very
So I'm
excited
gonna
because
be,
I like the merch and I might ask you to get
oh my
certain
God,
things. It
I'm
has
going to get one of those
25 on it.
freaking popcorn buckets.
Oh, with the wheel, the
You see
Mickey
it,
Fun
it's,
wheel. Yeah,
excuse me, it's so cute.
I see it.
Yes, I will get you all the merch you want. Just let me know. But yeah, so a lot of stuff to come up. I have a D23 event about the 25 years of DCA coming up this weekend, so I'll be reporting on that next week. So
Oh,
stay tuned. And a lot of other fun stuff as well. But today we talked about our new CEO coming up soon, Josh Jamaro. We talked about how Disneyland feels right now and Disney World, how it feels right now. And then, of course, we talked about the premiere and our review of Disneyland Handcrafted.
such a good documentary. Well, thank you all for listening. We hope you enjoyed episode 273 of the Disney Holic Show.
Follow us on social media at the Disney Holics.
And if you want to get in touch, send us a DM on Instagram or contact us at thedisneyholics.com.
Okay,
Goodbye.
bye.